Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be on Seth Rollins, Mutant Messiah. So Seth is the chase this month. He is a powerhouse. He is a mutant. Let's take a look and see. He is a modern era chaotic powerhouse. He has the mutant link, any color moves. Starting MP reduced by 3 for your opponent. Modern era gems do 5% more damage, and the Mutant Messiah gear. He is a trainer. He's another one of these 2 MP on a match trainers. 50% increased chance for green gems on initial gem board. Matching green gems charges moves of that color by 2 more MP at 17k. These are great boss battle trainers for sure. Big fan of these, very useful. I'm interested to see how they integrate into our game long term too. So he's the green one. I have 3 movesets for you guys. And I am going to start off with the one I know everyone wants to see. It's the Blast Gem move with the Heroic Titan Crest, or the Sika Plate, as it is often referred to. And spoiler, this is not my favorite moveset. I would not put this skill plate on him. I would run him absolutely a different way. I think this is, there are a lot better places for a Sika Plate than this one, and we'll talk about that as we get into it. But the Heroic Titan Crest, whenever you make 8 or more blast gems, increase the damage of all your gems by 200% for 2 turns. It's a very good plate. I would put it on Sika before I put it on this Seth, and we'll get to that why in a future build. So don't tune out after you watch this first one. Nothing too crazy on the medals. Tier 4 max Fury move damage percentage, only 22.5% here, so definitely a lot of room for improvement on the medals on this one. They're not like all tricked out. They're not terrible by any means, but they're not all tricked out. So the first move set, we're going to run the Springboard Tornado 6 MP purple. Deal 76k damage, makes 7 random gems into yellow gems. Now, you could run this and start with this and just use 1 MP trainer, but then you're at the mercy of the board even more than normal, and getting lucky with a couple matches to get loaded. So I would not run him that way in feud, but you could. Frog Splash 8 MP yellow, deal 87k damage and destroy 7 random blast gems. The pin bar will not move. It is 8 MP, so it is not a gimme by any means that you will reload it. And the Falcon Arrow, deal 85k damage and make 9 random gems into blast gems, 7 MP, which makes the Sika Plate go off. Entourage, you can see we're going to run Kofi and Beth for yellow MP. This would start turn 1 in feud this way. Ray for an extra blast gem. Santa Hogan for 2200 damage across all gems, since hopefully he's blowing up the board. I do think taking this purple move is important for sure, because you are going to have lots of times when you don't have 8 MP or 8 yellow gems on the board. And you are not going to put him away even with the people away even with the Titan Plate on your first cycle. It will take at least 2. So if you miss, hopefully you pick up enough that you can get a match with this Springboard Tornado DDT and then win. We'll see. I'll run a couple matches so you guys can see, because cherry picked, it'll look a lot better than I think potentially it could. Also, the artwork here, I love this. This totally feels like a Messiah Seth right here, Drip God, Drip King, whatever you want to call him. We're going to go against Orton on the road. And like I said, I'll do a couple matches with this one to hopefully show you guys the boom or bust. The randomness of the blast gems can be frustrating. Somewhat mitigated in feud when you generate 4 extra, for sure. So you'd be making 14, but you're only destroying half of those 14, so it is still quite random. You can see great board, yellows all over the place. So let's see how we do here. 1 firing of the Sika Plate there, you can see red gems are up to 40k, at least 20k on everything else. And this should hit for probably about 1.5 million. Depending how much of the board we get, maybe not even there. You can see we hit for 1 million damage, right? We did reload, which is great. That's 1 million damage. And then we'll drop them out again. This one likely will be closer to 2 million, 1.5 million. More of the board here and a nice cascade. So, yeah, that one did 2 million. Still not, wouldn't have somebody down though. So now we're on the 3rd cycle. And this is with a very rare plate, so third cycle here. We did refill though, again, great. We don't have enough this time to refill, but he's gonna be out of life, so third time here. Very nice cascade this time, and it hit for, you know, almost 4 million, so that did the trick, right? Let's just see how many times we can go and keep this going before we run out of yellows. Pretty generous so far. No cascade that time, so it actually hit less than the one before, and then you can see we finally missed. That's why you'd have this purple in for when you miss. In this case, we'll use it to pin, because we didn't make wildcard matches or anything, so it'll be what we use to pin. And there you go. I'm going to run it again, because that was a great starting board, and everything went our way perfectly, but you can see it does take 3 cycles, even with the Titan plate. So you're hitting 6 moves. Not that that's bad, but just keep that in mind. And that was everything going perfectly. That's as good as it can go, really. Let's see what happens if we don't get a bunch of yellows on the starting board here. Oh, we got a bunch again. Let's see what the blast gems do. Maybe not quite as cooperative on the blast gems, depending on what blows up. If they cluster in here, pretty good spread. All right. So there, this is a great example. You can see we missed by 1. Now you could throw the blasts out, but you can see if we did that, we're going to likely pin when we do the random, and it's not going to be a big enough pin. You can see when we blow up the board, it just isn't there, probably. So, and since we have, you know, 11 on the pin bar to work with, let's throw the randoms out and see if we get a 3 match. And this is why the purple move is there, because you will need it. And totally missed. So now we throw this out, and we'll see if we can get some kind of swipe to do something. On the plus side, gems are getting bigger all the time. But we do need yellow matches and yellow gems in general, so I'm just going to go ahead and take this swipe here. 420k. Very likely that's not going to do it. Sorry this is up on the screen. I should have taken that down before. So I don't think I'm only going to need to do 2 matches, because this is exactly what can happen when things go wrong. And you can see, because I don't have perks, this didn't reload it. In Feud, that would have reloaded, right? So no, well, yes, it would have. So we'll see if this finishes it off. You could also use the finisher with this. If you load the finisher, you could, and, you know, had 1 left on the blast, you could do that. But I feel like this purple move is for sure the best option to help negate the randomness. And I do think for sure, you can see now the gems are really big. 2 matches is certainly going to be enough to show what the good and the bad. We had a really good one, and even this board wasn't dry at all. We had plenty on the first go through, but we just didn't quite get enough. And that's what can happen with this build. Not a lot here. Let's go with this one. Got a little cascade, a big cascade, and that's going to save our bacon. So there you go. There's the good and the bad with that. And you keep in mind you're using a very rare plate, which could go on someone like Sika, for example. So now we're going to see 2 variations of this moveset. There's this one, which you could start double red, or you could start double purple in Feud. And let's take a look real quick. Get out of the match here. Basically 2 versions of this. I like both of them just fine. I'm going to go with I like the second one, the one you're going to see after this more, for a very simple reason, which we'll cover when we get there. So we're bringing in the mutated Stomp finisher. probably not going to see this finisher, guys. It'll be in there, but very unlikely we're going to need it. Maybe I'll hit it just for funsies. Turnbuckle head slams and the mutated stump puller. So mutated stomp. Let's start there. 10 MP finisher, deal 193k damage, choose a 4x4 area to destroy. Fairly beefy on the damage, nice finisher. The turnbuckle head slam, 7 MP purple, deal 80k damage, choose 7 gems to make into red. Nice there. If you have 17k Santa Hogan, you would only need 1 purple trainer in woods. You wouldn't need the double. And mutated stump puller, 9 MP red color submission, make 17 random gems into red submission gems, and do 133,000 damage for 7 turns. While submission gems are on the gem board. Remaining sub gems turn into blast gems. In feud, you're looking at the biggest sub we have seen yet. Should be well over 6 million damage set up the way you're going to see it here. Should be over 6 million sub damage in feud. So that's why I'm saying I wouldn't mess around with the Sika plate and putting it on him when you can just do this a couple different ways. So woods in, if your Vince is high enough, you get that 2 purple MP. You can also use Farouk Striker. Lashley is the sub coach. And honestly, his sub is so big, even if you don't have Lashley, you're going to be okay. It's a heck of a sub. And we're going to leave Hogan in for this particular build because we're making so many reds. Oops. I put the wrong move in. Hold on. I got ahead of myself. We're actually going to use the straight sidekick this time. We're using the finisher next one. My bad. Oh well, you know all about it. We're using the straight sidekick, 9 MP red, deal 100k damage, and increase your red gem damage by 100% for 2 turns. Both 9 MPs. So that's why Santa Hogan's in there, extra gem damage. And we're making a bunch of reds. So we're going to do a significant amount of red gem damage before the sub even kicks in. So still right around 6 million damage in feud with this, with the sub, which is going to drain pretty much everyone. Of course, 2-3 matches will get it loaded in feud. Need a little bit more here because I don't have perks for a match. So we will need to get a 4 and a 3. Actually, we could do... I need 2. Let's just do... Oops. 4. 3. Just do it like that. Okay. So red gems are at 17k base. We're gonna buff them. This move hits pretty hard too. Almost 300k there. Buff our red gems for 2 turns. They're up to 34k. And now we're going to sub even out of feud for 1.6 million damage. Assuming we get the full sub in, which is not necessarily a guarantee. We did 500k before the sub even started. And you can see the sub fills itself, so... And one more time, we're going to buff those red gems again. Now they're 52k. So I think you guys see why I wouldn't bother with the Sika plate on him. This just seems more efficient by a good chunk. Now, let's say you don't want to use double purple, or your woods is tied up, or you're like, it's only 9 MP, so I don't want to have to choose. I just want to click a button and go. Perfect. We're going to run triple red. And this one, instead of Hogan, we're going to have Shelton in for the sub damage. That's the other substitution we're going to make. So we'll just bring the finisher in. You're probably not going to see it because the sub is so good, but maybe I'll just hit it so you guys can see the animation. We'll do that. Because you've seen what the sub does. So 9, 9, and 10 MP, we already went over the finisher. This moveset is very powerful, very fun. I'll be honest, when I first saw this version of Seth live, I did not like him because I didn't think I thought as it turns out, I was right about the one part, the randomness of the blasts. I just don't like it. It's not my style, and you miss too much, right? So, and then I'm like, I didn't think I would really like this build, so I was wrong about that part because this build is awesome. Where is Sting? I am blind. I am so sorry. Could edit this out, but where's the fun in that? I'm just blind. All right, there we go. And then Shelton on for that extra 20% sub damage per turn, which is significant for him because he has so many turns. All right, let's do this again. This is definitely the way I would feud with him. Just gonna start out the gate, gonna hit that move, gonna hit the sub, and unless they break all the gems, which is entirely possible, it's over. It's in feud, so like this time it didn't last very long, but that's okay because everything is completely refilled. And just for fun this time, I'll hit the finisher. He's in no danger of getting a move off. 416k base. That would obviously be nice. Oh, I like that. I like that. Some red cascade in there. And 1,000,000 on the finisher. I don't think Orton will kick out. Sub would have done it too. All the matches I played with him, that is the shortest the sub has ever been on, which can happen, but you reload it. So it's not really too worrisome to me, actually, because the sub is so strong. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. And remember to like, subscribe, and share, as that really helps me out. I definitely am looking forward to getting Seth. I like the subset. I'd run him triple red. Skill plates, honestly, don't really matter. It's going to be over when you hit the sub button unless they get out once in a while, and then you'll just hit it again. So really that third move is open for whatever you want. The finisher doesn't really need to be there. It's just in there for this. It's really a 2-move set, in my opinion. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and good luck out there.